Hi, I'm Rachel Vanstone. I play on the volleyball team, and you are watching Clan TV, home of Canada's NCAA team.
Hi, I'm Christian Berger from the football team. You're watching Clan TV, home of Canada's NCAA team.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's game between the visiting Concordia University Cavaliers and your Simon Fraser University Clan. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would ask that you please rise as we join Sue Samuel for the singing of the American and Canadian national anthems.
Here on Clan TV, as we get set to bring you this broadcast of Simon Fraser University against Concordia University of Portland. Concordia, the newcomers to the GNAC. I'm Howard Samura from the Province and theprovince.com, joined by my broadcast partner, Zahid Valley Hashim. And Z, a spirited effort in the first half on Thursday in that loss to Western Oregon. Ended up being 90-64, but we saw some good things from the Clan in the first half. And I think if you've got a positive feeling about this team, this could be an opportunity for the Clan here tonight to get that elusive first conference win.
Absolutely, Howard. They played great coming out the gate the other night. Williamson particularly stood out to both of us. I think we mentioned his name a number of times earning his first start for the Clan here. The Aussie connection that we talked about as well. So hopefully that energy that they exerted in the first half of last game, they can come out the same way they did and have a more successful outing. And I think that the key here is going to be what they do in the second half. I mean, they've been able to hang around a lot of games in the first half, and it seems like the opposition's making adjustments that they're not adjusting to in the second half. And I think that's going to be a key point here, and see how things go in the first half, and then what adjustments they make or how they counter adjustments made by the opponent.
I think that's a great point to make, and it is going to be all about that second 20 minutes. As he mentioned, Andrew Williamson inserted into the starting lineup after the academic ineligibility to the starting guard Max Barkley, and Williamson responded with 15 points in that basketball game. So a real solid outing for Andrew Williamson, the Aussie native as well. As we mentioned, Michael Harper, the longtime veteran guy in that starting group, had 17. He also an Australian native, so 32 points from the land down under here for the Simon Fraser Clan. The lineup's being introduced to you right now. And Harper, the number 10, getting introduced. Gibran Sawani as well, the Torrance, California native. Always going to play a big role with his ability to bring some size inside the Clan. Not a huge team, but Sawani bringing some of that physical force down low. JJ Pankratz, the Abbotsford native out of Yale Secondary. Also part of that starting group, and I believe O'Shea Geary and Andrew Williamson will round out the starting five tonight. Z, maybe you can bring us up to date on the 5 starters for Concordia. I didn't get them, and I was a little bit late arriving here.
Yeah, so starting for Concordia at forward is number 4, Drew Martin. He's a junior out of Beaverton, Oregon. And then we have number 12, who's also a guard, Latrell Wilson from Arcata, California. Number 23, Jarrett Gray, a point guard, freshman point guard, also from Beaverton, Oregon. And then rounding out the starting lineup, we have Riley Hawken, 6'6" forward from Vancouver, Washington, not Vancouver, BC. And then in the post, we have Tyler Gutierrez, a 6'8", 225 center, also from Beaverton. So 3 guys from Beaverton, Oregon, starting for this Concordia squad here today.
And no seniors in the lineup as we get set for the opening tip, and that's going to be Drew Martin. We mentioned a big production from him in the loss to Western Washington on Thursday. We're underway here. Concordia wearing the darks. The road team has the ball in the paint, trying to score early. Harper, some solid positional defense down low. The Clan are going to get an early stop here. And keying the fast break right up the floor, O'Shea Geary. Quickly to Harper, up to Pankratz at the top. He'll find Williamson, number 2. Wants to feed the post, he does, and that's Sawani. Guarded by number 40, Gutierrez. Kick it back out to Pankratz for the triple, and JJ off the front of the iron. The rebound gobbled up there by Jarrett Gray. Clan playing with a bit of focus here on defense early. They're going to get a nice transitional break, but can't get the finish from Pankratz. And as we continue here, we'll introduce these Concordia players to you. Number 12 is Latrell Wilson. Number 4 with the ball, Drew Martin. Martin off the window is going to get a big-time score to open the game here.
Really quick pace to this game here, Howard. I mean, we've had 4 possessions, and it's only been a minute into this game here. Great
point, Z. The tempo has been upped, and the entertainment factor will be there for those in the West Gym and watching on Clan TV, wherever you may be. If you enjoy this Clan TV broadcast, Canada, the United States, or anywhere you may be around the world, here's O'Shea Geary. Little crossover move is going to get him into the paint. But batted away there at the last second there by number 30, Riley Hawken. Concordia. Portland, Oregon, a longtime NAIA school, and making that move to Division II NCAA basketball. O'Shea Geary driving off the window, and O'Shea Geary, the pure freshman out of Cleveland, is going to get the layup here to tie the game at 2. Breakneck pace here. No one's looking at the shot clock here. Nice move in the post by Gutierrez for the layup. That'll make it a 4-2 lead. Both teams are really young teams. And look at this Concordia team with no seniors and 2 juniors. There's Williamson spotting up from about 12. Tying the game at 4. Last one with the ball might win tonight as Geary gets a steal. No look pass to the corner. Harper for 3. Bingo! Michael Harper. Harp knocking it down off the no-look pass from O'Shea Geary.
been a great matchup so far. I mean, obviously neither team has any size in particular compared to other teams we've seen. So obviously we're going to have a quicker pace to this game and not so much low post action. So, a lot of fast break here, a lot of transition, and, both teams are putting the ball in the bucket.
They are certainly doing that, and the Clan are getting their share of steals, OZ, and they get another one here, triggering the transition. Harper. Williamson in the corner. Drive it into the paint. Williamson off the window. Unlucky not to score it here. That's Drew Martin quickly down the floor. Three-pointer being hoisted from the corner is going to come up well short by Latrell Wilson, number 12. Concordia not as efficient the last 4 times down the floor. A missed shot there and 3 turnovers. Here's Pankratz, handed back up to Harper on the top. The longest SFU possession of the game. The shot clock down to 10. Pankratz missing off the window. Sewanee battling underneath. Drew Martin to give at the last second to Latrell Wilson for the layup. 7-6 now the score. This is reminiscent of James Blake's offense from last year. That breakneck tempo. Simon Fraser happy to play it quick. They go down low to look, but Gutierrez gets a nice block down low. Pull up from 15 is going to go off the front of the iron from Martin.
Yeah, Howard, as you mentioned, the pace here is going quick, and a nice pass there and a finish by Sewanee on the dish there from Harper.
Is Jabron Sewanee getting some points in the paint there for the Clan. 9-6. Clan opening the game. I believe they're 4 of 11 from the field. Managing to maintain somewhat respectable shooting percentage here. Boy, Concordia is struggling on the offensive end. Here's Williamson right down the floor. He's going to get blocked down low. That's the second block now, I believe, by Concordia in this opening quarter of half a play. Just underway here at the West Gym. Right back at you, says J.J. Pankratz.
Has some really aggressive drives to the basket, and the referees are really letting them play. We have no fouls here, and numerous drives to the basket where we thought maybe you could have a call on a couple of those.
Well, that's a great point, Z. We're almost 5 minutes into this first half. There hasn't been a whistle. Let the boys keep playing. Here's O'Shea Geary with a miss. Gobbled up off the glass quickly by Jarrett Gray, number 23. Gray to Riley Hawken, number 30. Is going to give it to Gutierrez, and this time a foul will be called, and it's going to go against Jabron Sewanee. Looks like we're going to have a timeout on the floor, though. I hope you're enjoying the breakneck pace of this contest, and it is a 9-6 Simon Fraser lead, 4 minutes and 59 seconds into the action. Should mention that Concordia Z coming off of a 119-95 loss Thursday in Bellingham to Western Washington. A lot of the names we've been calling in this game had terrific offensive efforts, and Drew Martin, number 4, was 11 of 16 from the field, 5 of 8 from the stripe. He had 29 points to lead his team in that loss. Riley Hawken with 18, as we mentioned, Gutierrez 13, and Latrell Wilson with 11. And really just a smattering of points from the rest of the lineup, so I don't know what the depth and how they spread it out on this team, Z, but...
Well, it's from that score, they do like to run. So,
yeah.
Putting up that many points and, giving up 120 points, that's, it's not something you want to do. But putting up 95 on the offensive end is still pretty impressive. But obviously they like to run the floor. You can tell that, we've seen that here in the first 5 minutes of this game. And SFU's running with them and got an early 3-point lead.
Well, let's look at those shooting percentages early. Simon Fraser, 4 of 13 from the field. And as we mentioned, they have the 9 points. The leading scorers in the game right now, Harper with 3 and 2 apiece for Williamson, Geary, and Jabron Sewanee. 2 points apiece for 3 Concordia players, Drew Martin, Tyler Gutierrez, and Latrell Wilson. Get set to get back to play here, coming out of the media timeout, and the play in the paint is not going to fall for Western Oregon. Right down the floor, the full 94 is going to be O'Shea Geary. He takes full advantage of the pace of this game, goes right down the floor to score. Can they get a stop at the other end is the question. Whistle blowing there and a foul being called. I believe Geary's going to get called for the foul. 11-6, a 5-point Clan lead here. Taylor Harris, number 24, recently checked into this game, is now on the floor. Quick play inside, and the turnaround effort's not going to go for Riley Hawken. Concordia was able to get an arm on that and slow it up, but the Clans still maintain possession here. Geary at the top. Davis Nuimi, number 10, also newly checked into this game. The crossover move there by O'Shea. Going to draw the foul. And Nuimi, the junior point guard from Fontana, California, getting called for the foul there, his first of the game.
Yeah, Gary tried to break him down with the dribble, and he just caught a piece of him. He's tried to go by, and Gary fell to the floor there and drew the foul.
Well, there's one thing he does bring, Z. It's the ability to break guys down on the open floor as a pure freshman. That part of his game, very mature. And he's learning on the fly here with the rest of it. There's Williamson to Harper. Harper, the entry in the high post. Sewanee on the baseline to O'Shea. Geary through traffic, can't get the roll, but there to put it right back is J.J. Pankratz, and this Clan team active on the glass early.
And I just think one thing I'm noticing here is that last game you saw Gary take those jumpers from 17, and, from long distance, and today you see him driving the hoop a lot more, trying to get the layups and drives to the basket.
Well, higher percentages for sure. Here's Williamson, though, teeing up a long range shot that's not going to fall. It's going to bring Concordia very easily into their transition game. Nuami batted away there by Harper, but the Cavs get it right back. They're looking underneath the basket for a quick score. They'll kick it out, and through some traffic, number 30, Riley Hawken, unable to score it. So Simon doing a good job here defensively. I mentioned that record in the GNAC. It's 0-7. And they'd love to get off the schneid tonight. A good feeling that a full 40-minute effort can get them that tonight, but they're going to have to play the full 40.
You got to imagine that Concordia's pretty tired after it seems like they had a pretty intense run-and-gun game down at Bellingham on Thursday night.
Well, they're going to knock a shot down there, but you're right, Z. Western Washington, always one of the powers in this conference, and they are going to take a lot out of you on that first night. Clan maybe the benefactors of getting a tired team here two nights later up in Burnaby, BC. One of the few bad turnovers for the Clan team here early in this game. Geary looking for Harper into the first row.
That's the second consecutive possession they've turned the ball over on, and it's only 2 turnovers, and that's something that's kind of hounded them throughout the season is turnovers. You look at some of the stats that guys look at are the assist to turnover ratios, and they definitely have turned the ball over a fair amount this season, and that's it's unfortunate because you losing possessions like that in this league, every possession matters, and 2 here early. See if they can limit those throughout the rest of the game.
Well, there's Phillips with a left hand, can't get it. Sewanee skies for the rebound. And as Z says, efficiency is going to be key here. Simon Fraser can't afford to give away possessions in this basketball game. Tyrell Lewin, number 23, will check in at the next stoppage. Pankratz tried to jam the ball, wasn't unable to. Thought he had a chance to put one down there and couldn't do it. On the baseline, a drive here off the window. Boy, Concordia getting right to the glass but can't score. Jace Cates, the 6'2 freshman out of Canby, Oregon, unable to score the ball there. Hide Voss, number 3, will check in, I believe, for Gibran Sewanee. Foul there was called against Harper, his first. So a timeout on the floor, and we can let you know that some of the Well, thanks for joining us on Clan TV. Tonight's game is presented by the Keg Steakhouse and Bar. See you tonight. Great to have top sponsors joining us in our presentation of Clan Athletics here atop Burnaby Mountain. The Keg Steakhouse and Bar, one of those, and primary in terms of their support of Simon Fraser Clan Athletics. The Keg Steakhouse and Bar, see you tonight. Today's game is live streamed in HD, and you can watch it live at sfu.ca/live. You can also find the games on demand at athletics.sfu.ca/on-demand. And every Simon Fraser varsity basketball game, men's and women's, played at home, is available on demand, so you can follow your team. If you've missed a game throughout the season, be able to catch up on Simon Fraser Clan men's and women's basketball. Also be able to get you up to date today on the Clan women's team, which had a victory. We'll pass on some of the details to you later, but a big scoring game for Elisa Homer, a sophomore out of North Vancouver's Hansworth Secondary, having a career game today. We'll bring you up to date on some of those numbers as the game progresses. Right now, back to the live action, and stepping up to the free throw line is going to be Jace Cates. As we mentioned, Harper committing the foul there. Cates making good on the first. Two for two for Cates, and he makes it a one-possession game here. At 13-10. Hide Voss and Tyrell Lewin, the new Clan players, checked into this game along with Geary, Pankratz, and Harper. Here's a handoff to Voss. Geary, the elbow jumper, swirls in and out, doesn't fall, and rebound scooped up there by Martin, number 4. Drew right to the glass, can't find the angle he wants, and that's a green light for Geary to go right down the floor. He's going to lose the handle at the last second, I believe, batted away from behind by Cates.
I really like the decision-making from O'Leary today. I mean, he's made some really good decisions, whether it be on, what shot he's going to take, or, if he's not going to settle for that long-range jumper and maybe look for a teammate to pass it to who might have a better look. And I really like that adjustment he's made today.
Well, that's a maturity in his game, Z. I agree with you there. And right off the inbounds, right to Pankratz, is going to roll in and out of the cylinder. JJ gets the offensive board, though, and recycles the possession, but Geary now with the ball, maturing as a player, and it's great to see this happening before your eyes. When you're as talented one-on-one as he is, sometimes you might tend to force things, but it's a great observation. He is reining in a bit, playing a lot smarter brand of basketball. Here's Harper kicking it back out to Geary. 2 bounces on the floor. He's looking for Lewin underneath, and
it's a tough one there. I mean, I think Lewin, he was waiting for Lewin to turn, and Lewin just wasn't, I think he might have had a different mindset there and missed the pass underneath there.
Well, I'm excited about Lewin. You look at the prototypical basketball body. Tyrell Lewin presents that to you, and we'll get to see that freshman grow within the program as well. But what a wingspan he brings. Here he is guarding in the post. This time is going to get called for the foul from behind against Gutierrez.
Yeah, and he's a guy who's going to build that frame. Coach Hill and the staff here are going to, put him through lifting weights and, through the program that they have for their team here. But, he's going to definitely mature, and, his game's going to show that over the next couple of years.
There is a basket made by James Phillips, number 22 of the Cavaliers. I agree with you, Z, on that, because you look at the frame that JJ Pankratz has put together. He's a lot skinnier, a lot lighter coming out of high school here now in his second season, looking very much like he's improved that physique, that strength, especially in the upper body. 13-12 is our score. Clan in a bit of a offensive drought here. And they would love to get everything back on cue, and this Simon Fraser coaching staff led by Virgil Hill unhappy with the calls on the floor, and they're letting the officials know about it. They might be able to pick up some of that in our courtside mic here as we're... And that is going to count as a team foul.
So Coach Hill picked up the technical. He's kind of yelling down the floor at...
So Virgil Hill getting called for the technical foul there. Both makes there by Latrell Wilson, and the Cavaliers will keep possession of the ball here, so they will take their first lead of the game here, or their first lead since 2-0. 14-13 is the score. And we'll let our producer engineer Gabe Lind know we're getting some external noise on the mics here. Just to let you know, Gabe, Tyrell Lewin off the inbounds check that it was Clan, the Clan basketball, and Tyrell Lewin able to score it. So basket there is going to give back Simon Fraser the lead. Concordia and Simon Fraser in a battle here. Simon Fraser getting a turnover. Pancrat's getting that to Geary, the no-look to Harper back up top. Oh, NBA 3 and more from Voss, and he's going to knock it down. Great range on that shot.
That was a great shot. You know, he was, it's like you said, NBA range, and he nailed that shot. And I think, you know, sometimes a technical foul can spark the team. Obviously, the coach defending his player in that situation thought that there was a hard drive by Geary that, you know, needed a call, and you know, the official didn't make a call, and Coach Hill, you know, he stood up for his guy there, and I think, you know, the players in certain situations will react to a technical foul and spark them.
Well, there you go. The technical foul, the emotion, and the Voss jumper made gives the Clan an 18-14 lead just past the midway mark of the opening half of play. Drive and reversal of Pancrats for 3. Bingo! That is a back-to-back slew of triples for Simon Fraser coming off that technical foul, Z, and now it's an 8-point lead or 7-point lead.
Yeah, no, you hit 2 back-to-back threes and you stop them on the other end, and that's a huge set for this Clan team.
Oh, and they get a block as well from Pancrats to amp the emotion up even more. Geary quickly to Voss in the open floor. Hide gets it back, and they're yelling, patience, patience. Harper to the drive into the paint.
And it's Lewin on a moving screen here at the free throw line there.
Can you sense the Clan having some success, Z? Haven't won a game in this conference as a group, and they just get a bit overexcited.
They are, but they're playing with confidence, and that's what I love about it.
You can see it on the faces of these Clan players. They're wearing the white at home tonight against Concordia of Portland, the first-year GNAC team. Simon Fraser, I believe, in their 5th NCAA season now of Division II basketball. Concordia. Lewin with that big reach is going to come up and knock that ball away, and Voss leading his team back down the floor. He'll feed Lewin in the post. Kick it back out to Pancrats. They've got to get their spacing and rhythm together in the half court, and they don't. They're going to give up a deuce here as a steal is going to result in 2 points by Jared Gray. Simon Fraser, you could tell, just they have to take a breath, a collective breath here, and realize they've done so many good things here over the start of this game.
You know, Coach Hill's trying to slow them down a little bit, and I think that's a good move. I think that's a good call by the coach. You know, you don't have to rush things here.
Well, Geary overhandling the basketball there is going to give up the turnover, and Harper forced to foul, and that's going to send Latrell Wilson to the free throw line. So, interesting situation here is Concordia starting to gain a little bit of momentum despite the three-pointers by Voss and Pancrats. So a timeout called on the floor now.
So Coach Hill's going to stop the clock here at 8:14, take a 30-second timeout. With the media would have come up in the next 14 seconds. And Coach Hill giving an earful to his team. Obviously, he's frustrated with the way they're playing. Obviously, they know coming into this game, they felt this was a very winnable game. You know, not having a win in the GNAC season here, and this is a game that you know, they feel like they have a really good chance of winning here.
Yeah, there's some emotion in that coaching staff right now from Virgil Hill. That is the most animated I've heard Coach Hill since he's taken the reins of this program. Of course, Coach Hill, the former Simon Fraser Clan player, successful high school coaching career, moving over here to the Simon Fraser Clan, and really wanted to get his point across. You're right, Z. As we got a little bit blue in terms of our language there, and I don't know if that got through in the courtside mics or not.
And you know, I think he's getting on the officials, but if you look at the fouls, it's 7-1 on the foul count. So maybe he's feeling like, you know, he's frustrated with the referees, he's frustrated with the way his players are playing, and you know, it's obviously it's already you know, it's all added up, and now he's frustrated, and he's showing that frustration you know, in the timeout here.
Well, we'll see how they respond coming out of the fire and brimstone right now that they're getting from Virgil Hill, the head coach. Simon Fraser Clan with a 21-16 lead, and Concordia pesky enough and game enough to just kind of hang around here. And Simon Fraser has dominated the majority of this opening half of play. Of course, they were within a possession of the nationally ranked Western Oregon Wolves at the half before falling greatly in the second half on Thursday. So I know the message throughout Thursday night into Friday and into today on Saturday was consistency for the full 40, and we identified that in the pregame show. Wilson makes them both, and that 7-1 foul count Z, as you adeptly mentioned, is clearly on the mind of Virgil Hill.
And he just had a quick chat with the referees and voiced his frustration with the game, the way this game has been called so far. So let's see if we can get a couple calls down here on aggressive drives to the basket.
Certainly, we'd repeat what was said, but actually we can't, so we won't, and you get the idea.
Yeah, it's not for the PG audience here.
Great drive by Pancratz, but he leaves it rolling off the rim. Lewin hustling underneath is going to get the putback. It's not going to count.
Unfortunately, that one he caught the rebound and stepped out of bounds.
Let's go, 1-4.
This is the coaching staff is so loud at courtside, I can barely hear my voice in the headsets. And that's the emotion we're seeing here off this 0-7 start for the Clan. They want to win. They're hungry for it. Here's Voss, one dribble, quick pass for three to Pancratz, who's going to fake it. I think he's going to get... Oh, he's going to draw the foul on number 5. We'll take a look on the replay as John Erickson is going to come up guarding as Pancratz hesitates briefly, ever so briefly, from the far corner here on 3. And the foul there being called against Concordia, 7-2. A quick team foul being called after Virgil Hill pointing out that 7-1 discrepancy in fouls.
Yeah, that's tough. You know, they're in bonus now, so any foul by SFU is going to put Concordia on the line. With 7.5 minutes to go.
In their own gym, that's not the situation you want to see when you're trying to break it 0 for 7 in the GNAC. Plan, good look at the basket, couldn't knock it down, and right down the floor now are the Cavaliers out of the Rose City. Drive to the basket, into the paint, off the window. It's going to go for number 40, Tyler Gutierrez, the 6'8 sophomore out of Beaverton, Oregon Sunset High. Makes it a 1-point game. Harper. Pancratz now to Voss. He thought about the 3, little head fake. Keeps the dribble and puts up the triple. It's going to swirl in and out right to the hands of number 4, Drew Martin. Martin, the quick dish to Wilson. Luttrell with the miss. Pancratz with the rebound there.
And the Clan having some success on the boards today. I mean, they got out-rebounded handily last game, obviously, with the size mismatch. We had, Avgi is huge for Western Oregon, but here, 19-14 on the boards.
19-14, great advantage for SFU as Erickson gets a hand up and deflects that ball out of bounds. It'll stay with the Clan, 15 on the shot clock as Harper now set to inbound. Michael Harper, the long pass outside is going to go to O'Shea Geary. Shot clock now down to 10. Geary's going to pull up for 3 and go off the back iron. The rebound there by number 23, Jared Gray. Gray underneath, the gimme miss there, but a great job of sticking with it by Latrell Wilson. Follows his own miss with an offensive rebound and gets the putback.
Gary's going a little away from what he was doing earlier. He's really driving the basket, making some smart passes. Now he's kind of, he's taking a couple long-range jumpers that he hit. He's taking a couple, ill-advised threes, and they're not going in. So maybe he wants to, see if we can turn it back to what he started out with and maybe drive and attack the basket, try and draw a foul.
Got time for a mental reset there for Geary. That's a nice look from Pancratz on the baseline to Voss for the 3 that doesn't go. There's Gutierrez right into a double team. And it's not going to go. They get the ball quickly to Geary. O'Shea wants to go to the rim. He's not going to get the make. And great box out there by Gray to keep Lewin off the boards. The home run pass down the floor, though. Precision a little bit off there, and Erickson is unable to finish.
Trying to slow it down here and take a little breather here as they've had some really fast back and forth action here.
Up and down the court they've gone. 5:09 remaining. Pancratz for 3, and Simon Fraser shot itself into a funk from downtown now after those back-to-back triples by Voss and Pancratz. Little one-hander off the back iron. Foul's going to get called against the Cavs. Drew Martin. Into the game now, Williamson for Voss, as well as Jabron Sawani comes into the game. On the floor now for the Clan. Pancratz 22, O'Shea Geary 1, along with Sawani 21, check that, Williamson 2, and Harper 10.
All right, you talked about how the three-point, the well's a little dry right now. 3 of 11 here from three-point range.
Well, the Clan would love to get that precision back up. It's come in spurts for them here in this first half. There's Geary going right into Gutierrez. And 40's going to get called for the block. Pankratz out, and now Graham Smith is going to check into the game. The pure freshman out of Pitt Meadows Secondary School. Smith, a guy who can go in there and pull some balls off the glass with that long reach down low. Geary now on the top. Shot clock down to 24-28 remaining to the half. Harper feeding Williamson for the triple off the front of the iron. Some contact underneath. And Gutierrez, I believe, is going to get called for another foul. That's 2 fouls in the last 30 seconds or so for the big guy.
It's a tough break. Both of them on rebounds. Obviously, he's being really aggressive on the glass, and he's going to get subbed out with his 2 fouls here, make sure he doesn't pick up 3 going into halftime. So we got 7-5 on the foul count. So we've had
4 in a row
for Concordia.
As we look at the replay there. Ball going out of bounds. Concordia right now with a 1-point lead. At moments, the Clan looked like they could build a big advantage for themselves, but they have never been able to get into a comfort zone, never been able to find a extended period of rhythm here, Z. So,
yeah, we've seen it both games. Last 2 games, they had sizable leads to start, and just down 1 and a big basket by Sewanee to put them up by 1 now here.
Sewanee with a nice move on the baseline there to make it 23-22 Clan. Wow, there was right to the glass was Drew Martin, and he was unable to score it. Smith, a great give to Sewanee. And the 2 big men running the floor well for Simon Fraser.
Good court vision there.
It was.
Pass from the 2 big to big.
Big to big, and big's a relative term in terms of the Clan this season, but they're 2 front court players able to mount a nice foray down the floor. We're down to 3:37 remaining. The Clan with a 3-point lead now, 4-point run here by SFU. Williamson, great job to bat that away to Harper. He's going to get it back at the end of the break. A great defensive play there to block that shot by number 23, Jarrett Gray. So hustle for Concordia. That's why they're hanging around. Gray did a good job of going right down the floor, staying with his man. Williamson made some nice things happen.
The Clan are
There's a timeout on the floor, so we're going to take one as well and be back in a few moments right here on Clan TV.
At any given moment at the keg, something special is happening.
When I first came to SFU, I thought I knew exactly what I wanted. When I got into my second semester, I suddenly wasn't so sure what I wanted to do anymore. So I started to explore a little bit. Archaeology, communications, history, even kinesiology. And then I decided to go on exchange to France for a year. I was an orientation leader for a year, became a community advisor in residence, helped start a choir, I even took a rowing course. After SFU, I have lots of possibilities of what I could do, but whatever I do, I know I'll be ready for it.
And we are back with you on Clan TV. Howard Samura, along with Zahid Valley Hashim. We're coming to you live from atop Burnaby Mountain, the West Gym at Simon Fraser University, the only non-U.S. school in the NCAA. Wherever you happen to be joining us today, we hope you are enjoying this broadcast of Clan TV. A shout out again to producer-engineer Gabriel Lynn for getting us on the air in HD. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Here's Concordia trailing by 3 with the basketball right now, and a jump shot there is going to roll in and out in a tough break there. But getting it right back and flushing it with authority is Drew Martin. Martin had the miss. He got it back and put it down with some authority there.
And that was a power dunk. I have not seen one like that in a while. He really got up.
He spring-loaded there. You're right about that. He got up in the air and made a statement, 25-24. Wow. JJ Pankratz, number 22, is going to check in at the next break. Here's Geary with the basketball. Unable to score it, got a rebound briefly, but surrendered it. And Concordia going to take advantage of the lack of squeeze on one end of the floor and get right down and get 2 free throws. So the block being called on Simon Fraser, didn't get who that was.
I think it was Williamson with the block. He cut off the players. He was making a move to basket. So we're going to have a 1-and-1 situation here for Concordia Erickson at the line. Misses the first.
Misses the first on a 1-and-1. Williamson with his first foul of the game. So Simon Fraser clinging to a 1-point lead here with 2:25 remaining in the half. Boise, you talked about 5 offensive series up and down the floor in the first minute of the game, and it's turned into a bit of a scrap.
It has. If you look at the scoring earlier, now we're at, we haven't even had 50 points here, and it's 2 minutes left in the half.
Wow, it is slowed down, and it's turned into a battle in the trenches, and foul there being called on number 30, Riley Hawken, his first of the game. Pancrat's inbounding the ball with a 30-second shot clock, and Geary now with the basketball. Max Barkley being out of the lineup has really shifted a lot of that point guard responsibility full time to the young freshman O'Shea Geary. Geary is working with Williamson. They'll swing it to Pancrat's on the top. Shot clock down to 10. Pancrat's skipping on the baseline to Smith. He gets sealed, and he's going to get it back up top. Williamson, the 3. Simon Fraser continuing to struggle, but offensive rebound there by Sewanee. Hesitation drive on the baseline underneath the basket. Couldn't find the angle, but he will draw the foul, Will O'Shea Geary, on number 4, Drew Martin. I'm not sure exactly how to describe O'Shea Geary's play in this half, Z. I think he dominates the ball a bit too much at times.
He does. I think, as a freshman and, maybe coming from a program that was quite successful and is, and obviously part of AAU and such, maybe he played a different role, in his prior experiences, and now coming in here, maybe he needs to kind of get in check and realize that he's a freshman playing in a league that's laden with seniors.
Well, there's a miss as Geary went 1 of 2. Number 4, Drew Martin, missing on the 3. So Simon Fraser now with 1:20 left have a chance to build on this lead right before the half. Low scoring game, and we didn't think that was going to be the result here. The way this thing started, here's Williamson. Jump stop in the paint. Swirls in and out. How many of those? Sewanee has been a nice garbage man for Simon Fraser in this opening half.
And you're right, we've seen a lot of those go in and out, and that's really frustrating when the home net isn't kind to you.
They have not gotten the rolls around their own basket. Here's a layup, I believe, by number 30, Riley Hawken, right at the rim. They'll get that one back and pull back to within 2. Sewanee, though, has done a good job battling on the offensive glass this first half. I believe he's got 6 points.
That's 8 points, 7 rebounds, and Pancrat's also aggressive on the glass at 7 rebounds.
Nice job by those 2 guys here in the first half. Sewanee's going to surrender the ball in the paint. Ooh, and there's Geary, I think, is going to get called for the foul trailing. Got tangled up there with number 12, Latrell Wilson.
And Concordia is going to go to the line here for 1-and-1. It's going to be Wilson there, the attempts.
Here is Wilson with the first, and he's going to make it. Well, Wilson's going to make them both, and only 2 seconds remaining here. This game tied at 28 now. Maybe that's a fair representation of what's happened here. Klein would love to get one shot off here, but Geary's going to have to hurry. Daniel Deutzman, number 32, the 5'11 junior guard out of Sunset High in Portland, Oregon.
That's a really tough foul to take, I think, in this situation. I mean, you're just across center line, and there's no reason SFU is obviously holding the ball for the last shot, and you just got to get back and play defense on that. And he got his hands in there, and now Gary's going to shoot 1-and-1 here with 7.9 remaining.
Geary makes the front end and puts his team up by 1. He's got a chance to make it 2. Concordia thinking right now they've got one more look at the basket if they can box out and get this rebound here. And they do it. They've got a chance to take the lead here in the final 5 seconds of the half. Wilson will put up the shot from 15 off the front of the iron, and that's going to do it. The Simon Fraser clan will hold a 1-point lead at 29-28. It's the end of the first half of play here on Clan TV. Simon Fraser 29, Concordia 28. We're going to take a break now and return a few minutes before the start of the second half with some numbers and an interview with Simon Fraser clan assistant coach Steve Hansen.
At any given moment at the keg, something special is happening.
One team,
400 athletes strong.
we sing not one,
but 2 national anthems.
We strive to always be better.
we put our heart into competition.
We pursue national championships and university degrees.
We care about our communities.
We are
We are Canada's NCAA team.
Canada's NCAA team.
Canada's NCAA team.
We are Canada's NCAA team.
There's a long list of phenomenal track stars from SFU, but nobody had a bigger impact during her time on Burnaby Mountain than Ruki Abdullahi. She won a record 17 individual NAIA national titles and set the Canadian long jump record.
When I was 6 years old, I always dreamed to come to Canada. That was my goal. And so when I didn't receive any, I started getting emails from all the schools in the United States. I actually got 30 schools that contacted me from the United States, but SFU wasn't part of that, and I was so disappointed because I wanted to go to Canada so bad. And then I got an email from Britt, and I ended up calling University of Missouri to cancel my application, and then I ended up coming to SFU. And I don't think I haven't regret coming to SFU at all. Training 6 times a week is tough. You have to, it's all dedication, giving all you got. I was studying full time and training 6 times a week, working part time at the equipment room. If you ask Tom will tell you, when I show up at practice, I give it all I can. And based on that, it actually paid off when I finished. All these challenges had made me who I am as an Olympian today, and I'm really glad I came here. You know, it was tough in the beginning, but it paid off. Tom, Britt, Gerard, they really worked really hard to make me who I am as an Olympian. And you know, SFU in general has supported me, especially my education as well, because you know, a lot of athletes come to SFU and all they think about is sports. But SFU, you know, they make it so hard for you to know that education first and sports second. So I'm glad that rules was set, you know, for me to be able to focus in school and do my sport as well, you know, so that is a great memory. Preparing for the Olympics, you know, you need motivation, you need dedication, and all the training that SFU provided for me really made me stronger to be an Olympian. Getting the opportunity to be here and competing for Canada is a great thing that has ever happened to me, you know. So, and now I have a little one, and she's a Canadian, and she's growing in this environment, and that's amazing to me, you know. I'm really glad to be a Canadian.
It's on us to stop sexual violence.
We are Canada's NCAA team.
With 400 student athletes in 17 sports.
Together, we can end sexual violence at SFU.
To look out for each other.
And not look the other way.
To get a friend home safe.
To not blame the victim.
It's on us.
It's on us.
To speak up.
To step in.
To support those who need it.
To be a part of the solution, not the problem.
It's on me, it's on you, it's on us.
Because consent matters.
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 Learn more about how you can contribute to a culture of zero tolerance towards sexual violence at SFU by visiting sfu.ca/sexual assault.
Because together, we can make a difference.
We were out to prove a point. Like, we didn't have a good season the season before, and we knew that we had everything that we needed to win a national championship, and I think we were just out there to prove to everybody that, you know, this is our second season in the CIS, and, you know, we're here to do it, and you know, you're gonna have to go through us, kind of.
The 2002 SFU women's basketball team was one of the most dominant in the history of Canadian university sport. Legendary clan coach Alison McNeil left an experienced and talented core of players, battle-tested from 2 NAIA national final appearances. Bruce Langford came in, and the rookie head coach guided the clan to a 35-0 undefeated season and the first national championship in program history.
Playing in the NAIA definitely prepared us for playing in the CIS. The NAIA was a skilled game. We played against the best American teams. We were an older team, I should say. We had 4 seniors, and then Jessica Kazauka was in her sophomore year. And you know, Danny and Devin, all those guys, everybody, you know, we had 10 players on the team, and we were super tight. We could rotate anybody through, and we knew that we wouldn't lose any. You know, our bench was super strong. Oh, my memories of playing Laval, I just remember the gym being super hot. It was packed, and we actually had a ton of people out from out west that came out to Ontario to support us. When you look back on it, it's kind of all just a little bit of a blur. I just remember when the final horn went and everybody kind of came together, and obviously we were celebrating, and it was emotional, and everybody was excited and happy, and we're just like, oh my God, we just went 35-0 and we won a national championship. And yeah, you couldn't ask for anything more. It's very difficult to go undefeated and win a national championship. I mean, I don't think there's a ton of teams that have done it, and to be able to say that we did it, and you know, for some of us in our last year, it's very special. I think that team should be remembered just, you know, being the best. We didn't ever settle. We took every game, game by game, and we never looked ahead. We never thought we were the greatest, but in the end, I think we proved that we were the best team in Canada, and it's a storybook ending, really. SFU had a huge impact on my life. I mean, being recruited here as a little girl by Alison, and then, you know, especially basketball was a huge part of my career, obviously. You know, playing tons of years overseas and with the national team, and you know, if I wouldn't have come to SFU, maybe I wouldn't have had the opportunity to develop as a player and play for Canada. So I think that shaped kind of my future in basketball.
Zahid Valley Hashem your play-by-play crew here for Simon Fraser men's basketball. At the half, it's Simon Fraser 29 and Concordia 28. And Z, you remarked right off the top, this frenetic pace was going to produce this high-scoring, entertaining game. You know what? The best laid plans, sometimes you never know, right? Talk about the opening half and what you saw.
I mean, we came out of breakneck pace. I mean, obviously, Concordia coming off a very high scoring, a 200-point game at Bellingham on Thursday night. And here we are at half, we're just under 60 points combined for the first half. So obviously they came out really fast. And that's a carryover from the style they were playing on Thursday at Bellingham. And then things slowed down. The ball wasn't going in. Both teams not shooting particularly well. Just one team is just below 30%, Concordia, and SFU's just over 30% for the first half. Evenly matched on the boards, and that's good to see from SFU. Obviously, they got rebounded by about 20 on Thursday night to a much bigger, stronger, more physical Western Oregon squad. So, it's good that they're holding their own on the boards. The key here is going to be, like we talked about in the pregame, is how they adjust in the second half to what adjustments Concordia will make and how they counter that.
Hang tight, Z, because we're going to grab Clan assistant coach Steve Hansen, and if we can get a courtside interview with Coach Hansen here, we'll get some thoughts from him on what's happening here as we endeavor to get him. Well, apparently not. I thought we were going to have Coach Hansen.
Looks like he's going to make his way over here and give us some thoughts here for the second half.
And we'll take it away because and we're joined now by SFU assistant coach Steve Hansen. Coach, there was a lot of emotion on the bench in that first half from the coaching staff. Obviously, you guys want to get this victory, get off the schneid, and some of your thoughts on the opening half on things that you saw that went well, some things that didn't.
I think we've had great first halves all season long, and we left a lot of points, in that first half. We should be up about 12 or 15 right now. So, we're fighting. Coaches, players, we're fighting to get through this. This is all mental right now. So, this second half, we're going to see what we're made of.
This game started at a pretty breakneck pace, and we had mentioned there were like 5 or 6 possessions in the first minute of the game.
Yep.
We slowed down, and we have a 29-28 score at the half. Can you guys win a grind-em-out kind of low-scoring game? Is that this team's style?
We got to find a way to win, bottom line. Yeah. If we, I liked our energy get up and down. We rebounded the ball really well in the first half, but like I said, we just left a lot of easy points on the board. So down the stretch, we've been in one close game that we couldn't pull out, and our team wants it. They just got to go prove it now.
All right, Coach. Thank you so much. All the best.
Thanks,
second
Alex.
half. That's Steve Hansen, Simon Fraser University men's assistant coach, and we will get right back to it here as we continue to break down the first half of play. And Z, some of your thoughts of what Coach Hansen had to say.
Yeah, I think he kind of echoed the same sentiments that we talked about here, and that they did a particular job. Good job rebounding the ball. Looking at the stats, it seems to be pretty even. SFU, either team, like I said, shooting the ball particularly well. But one thing that does stand out is the 3 of 13 from three-point range. And, I think, if they're struggling from three and they're having some success down low, that maybe they want to focus their attention down there. It's nice you have the 2 back-to-back threes, but aside from that, they're 1 of 11, and that's not it's not a good percentage by any means. Obviously, Concordia not shooting the ball as much from 3, 0 for 4. Rebounding is pretty much the same. The fouls, obviously, we had a 7-1 foul count earlier, and that evened out. And then, in free throws, Concordia 8 of 9 from the line, and SFU got to the line 5 times later in that first half to finish 2 for 5. They're even on the assist to turnover, which, in past games we've seen a lot of turnovers from this SFU squad, and 7 isn't a number that's particularly great for a first half of basketball, but 7 assists, they're passing the ball, they're getting the looks, and to assist on 7 of 12 baskets, I'm happy with that.
I would endeavor to say that JJ Pankratz, O'Shea Geary, and Andrew Williamson can't go a combined 5 for 23 or 5 for whatever it is.
19, yeah. It's tough. When you're shooting 30%, Williamson, who had a great start last game, came out firing. I think he was 4 of 6 at one point early in the game, and to see him come out 1 of 8, 0 for 3, from long range, it's tough to see that. But you know, he's a guy who hasn't had that much experience playing those kind of minutes. I mean, he's played 13 minutes in the first half, and you know, I think he was averaging 7.5 minutes per game going into that game last game where he started. So you know, maybe it's for him, it's maybe adjusting to playing those kind of minutes and maybe getting those minutes right off the bat instead of coming in off the bench, which he traditionally had done earlier this season.
Now we talk about the learning process with so many of these players, and they're learning different roles. We also mentioned O'Shea Geary getting a more extended look as the team's point guard with Max Barkley missing his, I believe it's his 4th straight game now due to academic ineligibility. So we will see what happens as the Clan players continue the process here. Head coach Steve Hansen say, hey, we just got to find a way to win a basketball game, and that'll be the MO over the final 20 minutes here. Tonight's game presented by the Keg Steakhouse and Bar. CU tonight. The Keg is a proud sponsor of Simon Fraser Clan Athletics. So the countdown to the final 20. Can the Simon Fraser Clan get into the win column here in the GNAC as we open the second half of play with Michael Harper? Harper battling his way on the baseline. Nice little turnaround move off the window of Michael Harper. He's a guy that's going to get the Clan off to a nice start here. 31-28 lead at 3. Drive there is ripped off the glass by Sewanee.
Good energy to start this first half on both ends of the floor.
And Harper would have brought the crowd to his feet with a made 3 there. He comes close. He couldn't quite knock that one down, and here come the Cavs again. Look like we have the makings of a more energetic second half. That ball is going to go through some hands down low, through the hands of Gutierrez. And the turnover, giving the ball to Simon Fraser. Geary making his way across half court. The regular starters all back in the lineup here. Williamson, Geary, Sewanee, Pankratz, and Harper. There he goes. They lost track of O'Shea Geary. He's got the ball like a yo-yo. And Geary lulled the defense asleep there and then drove to the basket. 33-28 the score. Nice start here for the Clan. 4 quick points here. They want to stop the basketball here, but they give up a look to number 12 down low. That is Latrell Wilson. Loose ball scooped up by Martin to recycle the shot clock. Clan will enter down low. They'll play Gutierrez one-on-one, and he's going to beat Sewanee down low with a turnaround move. Tyler Gutierrez, 6'8 sophomore, scores the basketball there. 1 possession lead here, 33-30. Williamson now with the ball. Andrews cross-court pass, tipped by Wilson. And Latrell, give and go down the floor, is going to get the make.
That's a tough one to turn the ball over the top of the 3 and lead to a 2-on-1 fast break for the easy deuce for Concordia here to cut to the lead to 1.
And there were so few easy baskets. You're right in that opening half of play for either team. Simon Fraser not the one that wants to start giving up the easy ones here. Here's Harper looking to break down his man off the dribble to give underneath, and Sewanee thought he had one. From the side is going to be Concordia's number 30, Riley Hawken, who gets called for the foul. So right off the bat, Gibran Sewanee finds himself at the free throw line. Not sure if Sewanee had a free throw trip in the first half.
Yeah, he did not. That's his first trip there.
So Sewanee misses on the first. Checking into the game now, Hide Voss. He will come into the game for Williamson. And boy, see that 3 he hit, he didn't even look at the ground. He was about 2 full strides outside the arc.
All right, that's great. That was just a swish from long range, and it's always nice to see those. You want to take those too often, but when you do get an open look like that and you're a shooter, you got a good chance at knocking it in.
Coming on the heels of that technical foul picked up by Virgil Hill, the Clan coach. Concordia is doing a good job here, though. They battled back to tie this game at 34. Great look down low to Sewanee, but they collapse on him and are able to deny him in the low block.
And that was Martin coming in with the block and showing his athleticism. He threw down that big one-hander in the first half, and he got up there to block that one and knock it out of bounds and off a Clan player. So Concordia's going to get possession there on the sideline.
Tyrell Lewin, number 23, in for Sewanee. So the Clan quickly with a couple of non-starters here in Voss and Lewin in the first 3 minutes of the second half of play. Jared Gray, number 23, goes to Drew Martin down low, is going to get it back. Puts up the 3 ball. He will get the friendly roll. I believe that's the first 3 of this game for Concordia.
That is. That 1 for 5 from 3-point range here is Concordia.
They only took 4 triples in that first half and missed them all. I believe it is indeed, as producer engineer Gabriel Lynn lets us know, the biggest lead of the game here for Concordia is the 3 points. They had a 1-point lead on a couple of occasions over that first half of play, but a 3-point lead, their biggest of the game. They keep hanging around here.
Well, Howard, you said earlier that this might be a game that comes down to last possession. Last team with the ball may win, so it's holding true to that right now by the looks of it.
It is indeed a one-possession game, Zine. We're enjoying it here as the Harper jump stop through the defense, unable to find the mark, and Drew Martin with the rebound there. Quickly out to Latrell Wilson. The give underneath, and Harper will hack number 30, Riley Hawken, on his way to the basket.
That's a good foul. I'm okay with that foul there by Harper. I mean, obviously he's going to give up an easy 2. It is his 3rd foul, but prevents the easy. That was likely going to be a pretty big dunk there that he stopped. That's 2 on 10.
Well, they've got it actually listed as a 2nd foul. And Harper, obviously a key cog for this Clan team.
I think there's some discrepancy with the foul here in the book, so we're going to check the fouls.
The officials talking to the minor officials table here regarding the foul count on Michael Harper, and they have indeed now changed it to 3. So Harper taking his 3rd of the game. Z, you're correct on that. Harper didn't want to give up the easy deuce there, but Hawken with a chance now to shoot a couple from the free throw line. We're just under 4 minutes into the second half of play. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast on a Saturday night on Clan TV from the top of Burnaby Mountain in Burnaby, British Columbia, Canada, wherever you may be watching. Putting one on the board as the first team foul for Simon Fraser. So now we're all squared away in the books. And Hawken there doing the deed from 15, 38-34 now the score. 4-point lead here as we let you know about the 3-point, the largest, the 4-point also, the largest of the game here. Simon Fraser needs to find something offensively. Pankratz, a great move.
Great move coming from the right side, and a little short hook shot with his left hand is a beautiful move.
Yeah, and it's a move that works because of the decisiveness and the length that Pankratz brings. Here's a great job by O'Shea Geary to steal the basketball, and O'Shea Geary is going to get raked as he heads to the basket. Number 12, Latrell Wilson with the foul there. So Wilson with his first of the game. Media timeout is called here, and we can let you know about some of the things happening around the Simon Fraser campus. Upcoming games, January the 21st, 7 o'clock at Central Washington. And January the 23rd at 6 o'clock at St. Martin's University. Simon Fraser men will return home January the 26th at 7 p.m., and it's going to be a big one, Z. They're going to get Western Washington on January the 26th at 7 o'clock, and that's a big basketball game for this team. I believe that is a Tuesday game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, with the scheduling, with Concordia being added to the league, obviously there's an imbalance in games, so they've opted to make that extra game. So I believe every team will play on both the men's and women's side a Tuesday night game. So that's going to be the Tuesday one against your border rival,
travel
Western
partner, the
Washington.
whole 9 yards. You're right, Z. So Tuesday, 7 o'clock on Clan TV, January the 26th, and on Saturday of the same week, January the 30th, a 7:30 start against Montana State Billings. The Yellow Jackets will be on Clan TV as well.
I believe that one's a doubleheader with the women with the 7:30 start. I think the women will play before at 5:15, and then followed by the men at 7:30 that night.
So some of the upcoming events happening for men's basketball. The women's basketball team is going to hold their annual pink game, and that's Saturday, January the 3rd. You're right, it is a doubleheader, Z. January the 30th, when the team hosts Western Oregon here in the West Gym. An online donation site is available, and there are lots of exciting activities planned for the event. You can find all the details at athletics.sfu.ca/WBB Pink Game. Simon Fraser University and its annual Pink Game for the women's basketball team. There is O'Shea Geary knocking down the first free throw. Tight, low-scoring, neck and neck the whole way through. Clan did have a lead as big as 7 points early in the first half of play, but it really has been a battle royale ever since. A low-scoring, grinded-out, blue-collar basketball game. There's so few easy baskets for either team in this game. Here the Clan. Not sure if they're just extending a zone they're showing here or what this is, but trying to change things up as the shot clock down to 7. Gutierrez looks down low, and they are going to solve it near the shot clock buzzer. And a big basket there for Riley Hawken. I believe that was number 30 underneath.
It's interesting. We saw a lot of zone in the second half the other night against Western Oregon. Looks like they're switching that here after the first media timeout and see if they can get a defensive stop with this zone look.
Hide Voss is going to call a timeout. Virgil Hill getting a little bit animated there on the Clan sideline. Obviously, everybody feeling the losing streak right now at 0-7 in the GNAC, and they'd love to get off the schneid, get that first league victory here, but right now trailing 40-38. We're 5 minutes into the second half of play.
It's a tough timeout that they got to take because they just had the media at the 16-minute mark. And then less than a minute later, you got to burn another one, and you're left with 2 for the rest of the game. In a close game, those are they could come in useful down the end.
Yeah, you're right about that. We'll see how the Clan respond after a timeout here to get some clarification on a lot of things that are happening on the floor right now. Boy, when it's a low-scoring game, Z, I guess what do you hang your hat on when you try to build some momentum in a game where so few points have been scored? Is it off making stops consecutively? What do you do to get motivated and rally as a team here?
In a low-scoring game, the psychology plays into it. I think you really got to make smart decisions because every possession is costly. A turnover is very costly in a low-scoring game. You have to make smart decisions. And if this is going to be the way the game is played, then you got to adapt to it. And you slow things down, that's fine. But you just have to make really smart decisions and not force anything in a game like this.
And talk about this Concordia team in an age where people love to just put up shots, and Concordia probably did a lot of that against Western Washington, but they've attempted 8 3-point shots in the entire game. It's not a part of their offensive identity tonight. You'd think Simon Fraser will be able to exploit things a bit more.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously it's not something that they do on a regular basis, is that shoot the 3, but if SFU can nail in a couple threes, and if they're not a particularly strong team, if Concordia isn't a particularly strong team from 3, then they could build up on that lead here.
Well, the one thing we noticed from Concordia, great ball movement in the half court, precise passing, really underneath the basket, able to get guys some high percentage looks. And that's kind of what's kept them in this basketball game. Here's Voss on the baseline, couple of bounces back up top. At the shot clock buzzer, I thought he beat it, but they are going to say Harper didn't, so shot clock violation there. And the Clan, coming out of the timeout, turned the ball over.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Maybe they didn't recognize that they had a short shot clock. Obviously, that play was stopped with the timeout with less than 30 seconds to go. So maybe they came out thinking they had a full 30 and weren't in sync with the timing there. Unfortunately, that ball didn't go in, and Concordia did secure the rebound anyway, or else it would have been a big backbreaker.
Well, it doesn't bode well when you come out of an emergency timeout and don't know what the shot clock is. We'll see how the Clan respond here. Voss on the break, great pass to Geary, and O'Shea unable to score. It's going to get called for the offensive foul, so nothing is going the way of the Simon Fraser Clan right now.
I think the referees are going to convene here and see if he was in the restricted area.
They are going to stand their ground and say it is indeed a foul against Geary. So 3 offensive fouls in the last 2 games now on Geary, driving hard to the basket. He is an aggressive player. But a tough break there for the Clan.
That is a tough call, and I didn't get a great look at. Obviously we have a blue restricted area sideline or line on the red, so maybe we'll get a replay here and see what it looked like, and we can get a better look from that angle.
Well, we're going to see it here. Thanks, Gabe Lynn, for that. And we couldn't really see the foot placement there or where we were on the floor.
It looked like it could have been close. So obviously, the referees did get together and talk about it and decided that he was outside. Yeah, that's a tough call.
That's a tough call.
Can't get low enough on that camera angle to see the footwork on that one.
Either way, it's not been reversed. It's Concordia ball, so the guys in blue with the basketball now and a chance to build on their 2-point lead here. This is cage ball, circa no shot clock. And that time the drive there is getting waved off by Drew Martin, who made the basket. They're going to call him for the offensive foul.
I like that call. We had one that was a tough call down here, and you're going to get something that's a similar look down the other end, and you make it, and it's consistency.
It's consistent,
and that's what coaches want from referees, is consistency on both ends.
And I think that's the way you look at it. The cynics will say it's a payback call from Concordia's side, but here we go as we proceed with the action. Clan breaking the pressure at half court to get it to Harper. A couple bounces, get him right to the rim, and Michael Harper. One basket feels like a breath of fresh air in this gym for Simon Fraser right now. And they'll tie the score at 40. Concordia set to make a couple changes here. The next stoppage, ripping the mesh there though, number 12, Latrell Wilson.
And that was an NBA 3 as well, from the exact same spot almost where we had the one in the first half.
So he takes the cue from Hide Voss as Latrell Wilson. He's going to knock down one of his own. It's a 43-40 lead. JJ Pankratz, a cross-court pass is going to get picked off. And that one didn't have much of a chance. It gets picked off by Riley Hawken.
And that's their 11th turnover of the game here. Got a foul off ball, looks like.
Okay, and it's going to be Tyrell Lewin of the Clan. So we try to gain some traction, and right now it just feels like the guys in white are sinking in the mud. For all they do, they just cannot gain any forward momentum here. Foul underneath, give up an NBA 3, get called for the offensive foul at one end. Don't get the benefit of the call in the restricted area. So many things happening to derail the Clan cause now. If they can show some character and break through this, a win could be in the offing. Here's a great job to get a loose ball by O'Shea Geary. He'll go to the crossover against Wilson and get across half court. Pankratz on the baseline. He thought dunk. He seemed to slow down, but Tyrell Lewin is there to clean up the garbage underneath.
And that was a fortunate rebound for Lewin. I mean, that would have been a travesty if Concordia secured that rebound off a dunk attempt.
Simon Fraser got something to work their way, and that's something they got to build on. That's how you build momentum in this game. String a bunch of them together, and you're going to get something good happening. Harper does just that there. He rips the ball free. And the turnover going to the Clan here as Harper wants to go the whole way. This time off the window, can't get it, but the tip by Lewin will go, and Tyrell Lewin will give the Clan a 1-point lead.
And that's a confidence booster for Lewin. Back-to-back tip in, a put back, and then a tip in. That's great to see from the young freshman from Ontario.
Big smile on Virgil Hill's face too. Nice to see. So we'll take a quick look at that later. But a great effort there by the Clan. Now, can they get a stop here? They have a make, a stop, and a make. And they want to string a bunch of them together here. Great turnaround move by Wilson. Oh, he makes a tough shot on the baseline.
That was a tough fader. He was almost touching the ground. He's able to push that back up and count that one. That was a tough shot.
And at one stage, Pankratz had his hand. There's a big 3 put up by Harper. That's not going to go. The Clan still trailing here by 1. That tough fadeaway shot on the baseline. They're going to dispossess the Cavs of the ball, and Harper is going to get the basketball. He's going to kick back up top to Geary. Tries to split the defense at the free throw line. O'Shea, wild to the glass, draws the contact. There's a break on the floor. We'll take one as well and be back with more on Clan TV.
At any given moment at the keg, something special is happening.
When I first came to SFU, I thought I knew exactly what I wanted. When I got into my second semester, I suddenly wasn't so sure what I wanted to do anymore. So I started to explore a little bit. Archaeology, communications, history, even kinesiology. And then I decided to go on exchange to France for a year. I was an orientation leader for a year, became a community advisor in residence, helped start a choir. I even took a rowing course. After SFU, I have lots of possibilities of what I could do, but whatever I do, I know I'll be ready for it.
And we are back with you here live on Clan TV atop Burnaby Mountain. 11:34 remaining in a 1-point Clan deficit. Take a look at some of the highlights happening on the floor here as the Clan and the Concordia Cavaliers in a timeout. Producer engineer Gabriel Lynn swirling all the knobs for us today and getting this broadcast out. Hope you're enjoying it as the Simon Fraser Clan coming in winless, still looking for that first victory in the GNAC, and seems to be a real united group coming out of that timeout as they break the huddle of head coach Virgil Hill and head back onto the floor for the Clan. It's going to be number 22, JJ Pankratz, number 23, Tyrell Lewin. Number 1 is O'Shea Geary, as well in the backcourt, Michael Harper, number 10, and number 3, Hide Voss. Low-scoring basketball game, folks. You obviously have witnessed it if you've been here with us tonight on Clan TV, 45-44, and Geary with a nice touch there from 15 will tie the score.
That's Gary's 11th point, leading the SFU Clan, with the only player in double digits for SFU here.
Well, he knocks down another one too, and he's going to give his team a 1-point lead. So a dozen for the freshman. Concordia have been able to hang around, take leads, do their thing here tonight. They've never been out of it. Trailed by as many as 7, led by as many as 3. Here they are with Gutierrez putting it on the deck, and he will go off the angle, the window, play it well, and give his team back a 1-point lead. A lot of lead changes in this contest tonight. I believe that's the 16th or 17th lead change. Nice give on the baseline by Geary underneath. Lewin sticks with his miss, and the freshman Z impressive underneath.
That's 3 in a row that he scored with just battling on the boards, out jumping his opponent.
And that's been the problem, though. It's they are constantly giving up the baskets after they make one, and that's got to be a bit deflating for the Clan as the Cavs come right back with a 3-ball. But I agree with you, Lewin, great motor. There's Voss for 3. Hide unable to find the mark there. The rebound torn down by John Erickson, number 5. Pulling up is number 4, Martin, with a short little jumper. Doesn't go. Here's O'Shea. Great kick back out to Harper. He's going to drive, and underneath the Lewin. That was smart basketball. Lewin just couldn't get a finish, but Harper, with a jump hook underneath, is going to get the finish.
Yeah, he stuck with that one and got lucky with the putback.
Bingo! That is knocking the wind out of the sails of the Simon Fraser Clan. Erickson comes right back down and says, look what I got. Here's a triple. And for a team that was 0 for 7 in the first half from beyond the arc, they've knocked out a couple of big threes.
Yeah, now they're 4 for 8, and that's tough. You battle hard on the offensive end, get putbacks, battle for rebound, then you come down and give up a fast break 3 the other way.
Great job there by JJ Pankratz. He's going to clean up the glass. Simon Fraser on the offensive glass, he's doing a great job with hustle for second chance opportunities. He'll enter it down underneath. A whistle blows. Sewanee now set to come into the game as well for Simon Fraser, and number 22, James Phillips of Concordia. He'll spell Gutierrez, and Lewin's going to come out of the game. He played great basketball. His teammates standing to applaud him as he comes off the floor. Tyrell Lewin, his very productive stint on the floor. Here's Pankratz, tough chore down low, trying to guard the bigs underneath. That ball pinballing over the goal. And Simon Fraser will escape unscathed.
Yeah, and that's their first stop in the last 3 possessions, so it's a good break. I mean, it wasn't pretty, but ball goes out of bounds. And SFU's going to get a chance to see if they can take the lead here, down 1.
Well, the small forward had to guard in the post, and he was taking a banging underneath there, but J.J. Pankratz stood his ground. Here is Geary knocking down the big jumper. O'Shea Geary from 3. And suddenly it's a 55-53 lead here. We're down to 9 minutes remaining. The tempo picking up on both sides here.
Yeah, and the ball's going in on both ends, so obviously, teams are shooting closer to 40% now in this half.
Well, Concordia with a miss off the front of the iron. Latrell Wilson As you watch the Clan and their last basket here, the replay on Clan TV. Good ball movement around the horn, and then Geary squaring up beautifully. Form perfect for the three from the far corner, and thanks to producer engineer Gabriel Lynn for that look inside the Clan on Clan TV. Timeout on the floor now. We will stick with it here on the air, and hope you're enjoying another broadcast as we work our way through the 2016 portion of the Great Northwest Athletic Conference schedule. One of those interesting times of the year when basketball takes front and court center attention here at most athletic programs across the continent. The football playoffs are over at all levels of NCAA right now, and basketball takes over.
Or just speaking of football, many of you might be interested in some NFL scores out there.
Let's pass them along.
We have 5 seconds left in the fourth quarter in Arizona, and the Cardinals are up 20-13 over the Packers.
And I will say, as a Detroit Lion fan, man, it's not over till it's over with Green Bay, because Aaron Rodgers stuck the dagger in my heart, and we'll see what happens in the final seconds there. Great turnaround move there by the Cavs underneath. They can't score it, and the Clan again getting a stop. They're starting to get a bit of rhythm on defense. Drew Martin denied underneath the basket. Here's Voss. Skip pass to Sewanee. Great little skip pass as well. The Concordia defending well underneath the basket. Here's Geary, the drive and dish to Voss for three. Front of the iron away, and Harper and Pankratz both with chances to squeeze the basketball. Couldn't do it. Jumper. Is that three going to go? It's not going to draw iron by Latrell Wilson. Plan Voss, head fake baseline. Voss skip back out to Geary. Shot clock hitting 18 here with 8 minutes remaining. Harper will take it, probe the defense, and kick to Sewanee at the high post. Gibran the handoff now to Voss. Hide will refeed the post. They'll go outside to Geary. Can he hit another three? He comes so close. O'Shea Geary denied there.
He had a good look from the same spot that he hit the one on a couple possessions ago. Unfortunately, wasn't able to knock that one in.
Exactly. Clan up by 2, 55-53. Can they force the turnover? Sewanee almost getting a headlock around the neck of Drew Martin, and Martin's going to go to the free throw line. So Sewanee getting called for the foul there. And we've got another timeout on the floor. We'll take a short break here on Clan TV. We're back with more right after this.
One team,
400 athletes strong.
We sing not one,
but 2 national anthems.
We strive to always be better.
we put our heart into competition.
We pursue national championships and university degrees.
We care about our communities.
We are
Canada's NCAA team.
Canada's NCAA team.
Canada's NCAA team.
We are Canada's NCAA team.
And welcome back to Simon Fraser University. Howard Samura, Zahid Valley Hashem. Want to let you know 50 incredible moments, something to ponder. Simon Fraser University turned 50 years old this year. And we had the opportunity to celebrate the 50 most incredible moments in Clan athletics history. You can visit our website at athletics.sfu.ca/50 moments to check out all of the amazing articles, videos, video features, and photo galleries from this project, the history and tradition of Simon Fraser University, if you're not accustomed to it. Simon Fraser University, a groundbreaker in Canadian collegiate sports. If you're watching from outside of our borders, the 50 moments, definitely something to watch. And as well, we always want to say thanks to our friends at the Keg Steakhouse and Bar. Tonight's game is presented by the Keg Steakhouse and Bar. See you tonight. Delicious food and a big part of Simon Fraser University Clan athletics. More and more of those leads and those tie changes. He score tied now 10 times, lead change 13 times.
Yeah, this is a back and forth game, and like I said earlier, and what you said earlier, this looks like a game where the last possession may win it.
And it is getting so physical, it's like hand-to-hand combat out there right now. Here's Geary, great drive inside O'Shea, tough angle. He got displaced at the last second, lost his footing, and was unable to really square himself to the glass. Glenn coming away empty, keep it tied at 55, and there is Pankratz, JJ from behind with the block. But is he going to get called?
No, I think they're calling an out-of-bounds play here.
Out-of-bounds play there. JJ Pankratz sticking with it, showing some real grit defensively on the baseline. Shot clock is going to stay at 20. They're going to go to Gutierrez underneath, and he's going to score it. Luckily, Sabrani didn't get called for the foul as he came down on Gutierrez underneath the basket. 2-point lead for Concordia. And a steal by Davis Nuami, and he's unable to score it. A big break for the Clan there, and that's because O'Shea Geary hung with it. I believe the foul, his first of the game, being called on James Phillips, the sophomore out of Prairie High School, Battleground, Washington. Just not the most inspiring foul in terms of Concordia at this time of the game. Really just out of position and getting called for a foul there. Clan now with the basketball as Geary breaks over half court quickly to Michael Harper. 10 to the corner. Ball moving well for the Clan. Harper underneath is going to score a tough basket underneath, and great play there with Hide Voss at the high post, and they work together well to knot this game at 57.
And that was a really nice look inside the post there, and what's turned into a bit of a scrappy affair out there.
Here into the physicality is Gutierrez, and he will feather that shot from about 8 feet out in the paint, restoring the 2-point Concordia lead. So the Cavaliers have hung with it the entire time. This time a reaching foul is going to get called on Nuami.
And now Gary's going to go to the line here, shooting 1-and-1 as that foul puts SFU into the bonus here with 7 Concordia fouls.
We're looking at the replay underneath the basket. Harp, great move, showing some nice post-up skills underneath. Now it's Geary's opportunity to see what he can do. The front end is going to shake, rattle, and roll off the Clan iron here at the West Gym. The chance to tie the game now rests in the hands of the Cleveland native O'Shea Geary.
He's got to line 9 times to be a 10th shot. He's going to be 7 of 10 here in this game with 16 points.
70% from the stripe. Geary missing on the second, so Cavs will protect their 1-point lead with just under 6 minutes remaining in the game. 2-5 Concordia, 0-7 SFU. There's a jumper that's going to swirl in and out. Won't follow, and the follow is going to go for Gutierrez, who's putting an imprint on this game. He feathered a soft one inside this time, following on the miss. Number 40 making his presence felt for Concordia. I love the way that Gutierrez plays this game. There's a nice left-handed move there by Harper.
Great drive to the basket on that one, gets the deuce.
Michael Harper showing the savvy that he has. He's a veteran player. Ooh, and this time Harp comes out and tries to effect some positive change and just oversteps the bounds by a fraction. Harp's 4th foul of the game, Z, at this point with 5:20 remaining. Let's take a look at that basket again on our Clan TV replay. So Harper sticking around with 4.
Yeah, that's a tough call there. Coaching staff didn't feel like it enough contact there, but.
And this time Gutierrez is going to get the train derailed. He's been doing great work, but this time gets called for the travel as he swirls around in the paint and goes off the glass.
I think the SFU coaching staff had been asking for that call for quite a while, and that was a...
Well, the Simon Fraser bench yelling out at number 10, James Nuami, you can't guard him, talking about O'Shea Geary. And Geary as you look at that hypnotic ability to cross over, move between his legs. This kid is a magician with the basketball, Z. He's learning everything else about the collegiate game this year to a greater extent, but boy, he creates that opportunity off his own dribble.
He does, and you know he's got the ability as a freshman to break guys off the dribble. And obviously, number 10 struggled a little bit there on defense, and you know picks up his 4th foul, which you know could be a costly one.
James Noaimi, and we certainly apologize if we're not pronouncing that correctly. Geary is 1 of 2, so he's 1 of 2 twice. He's 2 of 4 his last 4 trips, and it's tied at 61. Here's Gutierrez off the block. That's a tough job for Harper, one-on-one. He's going to get some help from Geary, and they're trying to trap close to the basket. Gutierrez, takes a bounce underneath off the frame of Geary, but the Clans stand tough. What a great defensive stand that was by Simon Fraser. Here's Harper to Pankratz at the top. JJ feeding Voss on the wing. Hide back up top is going to go to Pankratz. The big reach just can't get the touch off the glass for JJ Pankratz. There's a tough break. So number 22 being called for the foul there.
And this turned into a really scrappy affair. I mean, obviously we've got a tie game and both teams are trying really hard, but I think they're both rushing things a little bit, and it's turning into a really scrappy, chippy affair.
Wow, you know, it's like a backstreet brawl. These two teams meeting out behind the West Gym, but they're actually in the gym. It feels like they're behind the West Gym, just duking it out.
Yeah, and the referees are doing a good job of managing the game here in terms of getting these fouls. These might be little touch fouls, but they have a bigger impact when the guy's like airborne or, you know, on a fast break and you nudge him a little bit and he's going to go flailing. So good job on the referees to keep this under control.
JJ Pankratz got called for the foul. A 63-61, a short break here as we signal our producer engineer Gabe Lynn. We'll take a short break here on Clan TV and be back with more right after this.
At any given moment at the keg, something special is happening.
And we're back with you here on Clan TV. We should let you know the swimming and diving team from Simon Fraser University will be hosting the UVic Vikes tomorrow at the Margaret and Paul Savage Pool. It's going to be a dual meet. Your invitation to come out and cheer on the Clan or catch all the live action on Clan TV at athletics.sfu.ca/swimlive. Clan swimming from the Margaret and Paul Savage Pool tomorrow, the dual meet against the University of Victoria. 4:24 remaining here at the West Gym, and we continue to remain locked in a tense struggle.
So now you got to take one off. The next one he gets, you show 5 on there.
63-61 for Concordia is the score. As these teams in a timeout right now and coming out, and we'll see what happens over the final 4:24. As we get ready to return to action here, you're seeing Simon Fraser right now on your screen in the middle of a timeout. Tuesday, January the 24th, 7 o'clock, is going to be Western Washington versus Simon Fraser. The crew from Bellingham, as Z and I mentioned earlier, will be up here to renew a fierce rivalry with the Simon Fraser Clan. Of course, the Western Washington Vikings a few years ago winning the NCAA Division II Men's National Championship. So great kudos to the crew from Bellingham, but Simon Fraser has always played Western Washington well, and we expect the same in that special Tuesday date here at the West Gym.
That'll be a good game last year. Obviously, they had the big win on Terry Fox Day here when they honored the jersey, the retired Terry Fox, which hangs in the rafters here at SFU's West Gym.
And certainly that would be one of the most memorable moments of NCAA Division II men's basketball here at Simon Fraser. A great job defensively, and give it up for Hide Voss as the defense produces a turnover here in the late going. 4:07 remaining, Z, in a 2-point game. That's a huge play. Not only getting the ball back, but just bringing your team more emotionally in touch as we get down to the stretch drive of this contest. Here's Harper inbounds, fresh shot clock. O'Shea Geary, number 1, just across his half-court stripe. Turnaround move into the paint. Takes an off-balance shot that's not going to go, and that's a tough break.
Yeah, that is. I mean, he hung on there for 2.9 seconds for a three-point violation before putting something up, and unfortunately didn't get the best look going in with the trees there as a point guard.
Tough one. Want to get a high-quality shot underneath, and they're unable to score it, though, are the Cavs, but they get the offensive rebound with number 30, Riley Hawken. And they'll get another look to tee it up here with this half-court offense. Great move underneath. The reverse look is not going to go for Hawken, but he's going to draw the contact underneath, and the foul is being called against the Clan. I believe number 3, Hide Voss, being called there. Sewanee had charged off the bench, number 21, but he's going to head back. So Virgil Hill will elect not to make any changes on the floor.
I think he thought that foul was on Tyrell Lewin, which would have been his fifth foul, but obviously the referees were able to give that to someone else there.
You know what? 65-61 with 3:25 left to say, hey, play it out. But a 2-possession lead in this type of a game right now it almost seems daunting. It's been such a scrappy affair here tonight. Here's Voss feeding Harper back to the basket move. Turnaround by Harp off the window. Great job for the Aussie. Harper is answering the bell down low. He's doing a great job posting up tonight.
If you want to keep things relative to how this game is, a 4-point lead is a huge lead in a game like this.
Oh, there's some contact underneath, and Wilson surrenders the ball quickly to Voss, and he is going to get blocked from behind. No call there. And Pankratz is going to deflect it away, but Concordia will keep possession in a crazy session of pinball.
Yeah, both coaches yelling for calls on either end, but at the end of it all evened out, and we're back to where we started with Concordia ball.
So square it up in the half court, 14 on the shot clock there as the Concordia Cavs are going to get multiple looks at the basket from Drew Martin, who gets an offensive rebound. And Drew Martin is a very, very elusive player. 6'8" forward who's got such great guard skills. He can do so many different things, and that reach underneath is just, you just don't think he's going to get the balls underneath. And there he is. Tyrell Lewin is coming off the floor, and he's battled hard with those 5 fouls. He fouls out of tonight's contest. And the freshman doesn't waste anything. He used them all.
Yeah, he did a good job out there. I mean, battled hard. He's 4 of 6, finishes with 8 points, 6 hard-fought boards going into the paint there with the bigs from Concordia, and obviously number 4, very athletic with 11 rebounds, and a lot of them coming up on the offensive end.
That's Drew Martins. He's talking about 11 caroms today for the junior out of Beaverton, Oregon, Sunset High School. He can be such a mismatch nightmare at 6'8", and here he is after the first miss, and he's going to rattle this one off as well. Keep it at 2. Break for the Clan as the big guy misses them both. O'Shea Geary to Hide Voss, and they'll work it around the perimeter. 2:12 remaining in a 2-point deficit for the Clan. Harper, hesitation, gets him into the lane, and Harper is going to get called for the offensive foul. Are you kidding? Oh my God, Simon Fraser cannot get a break here tonight. The call will go against Harper, and you got to feel for number 10. That looked clean. That was a great move to the basket by Harper.
Get a look at it here on the replay.
Harper here with a little hesitation gets into the lane, and that was... We'll ask producer Gabriel Lynn if he can show us that one more time. And check out the positioning. Tough break, close call, doesn't go the Clan's way. Keep it at 2-point lead for Concordia. Here they go in the half court, and they are going to get the basket. A great explosion to the hoop.
And we're at that 4-point lead again, so SFU's got to get a good look here and get a stop on the other end if they want to stay in this game here with under 2 minutes to go now.
Got to be aggressive, but got to play under control. Here's Williamson off the bench. Is going to surrender the ball in a turnover and a home run. A deuce easy one here for Concordia, number 30, Riley Hawken, and it's amazing how things can change. Z off a one missed break that you don't get. Suddenly it's a 6-point lead here with 1:25 left.
And that's the largest lead of the game, if you can believe it.
Largest Concordia lead of the game. You're right. That is an incredibly tough break. Clan can't get the look there. Sewanee underneath. Gibran with a big basket. And they need to dig. They need to bear down and play defense like their life depends on it right now. 69-65, 107 left. Timeout being called by Concordia.
And that's going to be their last timeout. It's going to be a full timeout here. Going to get a minute break in the action. And
so we'll take a look at that last Simon Fraser basket on Clan TV with Pancrats at the top now. Puts up the jumper, and there's Sewanee doing a great job. Gibran really able to own some real estate down low, and it's something he's really growing into now. Sewanee did not get a lot of playing time last season in that high-tempo Clan offense. The Torrance, California native, though, really seems to fit well with what head coach Virgil Hill wants to do. He wants a mobile, athletic guy with a big motor underneath that can go and compete for loose balls, Z, and I think he's doing a solid job with that. And, you know, as Sewanee kind of grows into this program, there's a lot of young players as well coming in, so hopefully the Clan can start to make more of a presence in the paint.
yeah, no, he's done a great job. He's battled really hard, 11 rebounds, leading, he's got 9 rebounds, correct me. But overall, 45-43 on the boards, and that's something that, I'm really impressed with today because they have been out-rebounded in almost every game that they've played, and to be able to fight, that's what's keeping them in this game.
Well, you know what, though? You look at the schedule, the ones you think you can win, the ones you should win. This, based on the way they played in that first half against Western Oregon, I think people would have looked at and said this is a game that Simon Fraser should win. But you got to credit Concordia for kind of hanging in there. They keep throwing wrenches. Every time you think you got some momentum, they are able to do something to affect you. And certainly Simon Fraser's losing streak doesn't exist in a vacuum. There's an opposing force out here that is going to bring it every night. Concordia has done a solid job of just being a thorn in the side of this winless Clan team. And it's up to Simon Fraser now to make big plays on both ends of the floor. .103 remaining at 69-65. The officials conferring here at the minor officials table. And we're right back with you, ready to resume play with 103 remaining. Concordia in possession of the basketball. Davis Noaimi being guarded by Andrew Williamson. Concordia, shot clock down to 9 now. Drew Martin on the baseline, kicking back up to Noaimi. A couple of bounces on the floor. Skip pass on the baseline is going to be dispossessed of the ball, but they get it back. That's a shot clock violation. And Simon Fraser doing a solid job there defensively to get the basketball back. They trail by 4 with 41.2 seconds remaining. And here comes O'Shea Geary. Simon Fraser really does need to score on this possession. Here's Pancrats. He sees a path to the basket, and he's going to score it. Oh, they're going to get called for another offensive foul. O'Shea Geary, J.J. Pancrats, and Hide Voss and Michael Harperchek that have all been called for offensive fouls. The Clan cannot catch a break here. That's a tough break for Simon Fraser. That one, I don't think we're going to dispute as much as the last one, but
You're going to get a look at it here.
No, he is clearly positioned, ready to make the call. The official right there as well, and that's a tough break.
And that's the right call. I mean,
it is the right call.
The defender was standing there, had legal guarding position, was well outside of the restricted area, and, charged right into him. It's a tough call, but the right call.
Tough call, but the right call, and that's all you can ask for. As Pancrats gets 2 taken off the board, and they certainly could have used those in the dying stages of a game that Clan are desperately fighting and battling to have turned their way. A shout out to everybody around the province and the local basketball community that might be tuned in today to watch Simon Fraser men's basketball. 69-65 the score here.
This looks like we're going to end this game with some free throws here as SFU is going to have to foul. Get into a fouling situation down 4, and with Concordia ball coming in here.
They look at the offensive fouls and the calls that have gone against Simon Fraser. At critical junctures here where they wanted to build that momentum and they really wanted to try and get things going. They just could not get it done. And now the clock really working against them.
I'm going to chime in here with a football update for you real quick.
Please do.
I think you jinxed the Cardinals as Aaron Rodgers threw a Hail Mary pass with no time
Are
remaining
you
to send the
making-
game to overtime, and then Arizona scored in overtime to win it by 6.
Oh, Arizona did win it. So, but those Hail Marys, the Clan could use some of those right now. They could use a little Aaron Rodgers magic. There's O'Shea Geary with a foul on Latrell Wilson. So tough times here for Simon Fraser. 27.1 seconds left, a 4-point game. They will miss the first, important there.
Coach Hill yelling the signals from the sideline as that one goes through.
So it's a 5-point lead here. Clan's still in this thing. They got to knock down a couple of quick ones here. Here's Geary right to the basket. He's going to score a real quick basket. That took about 3 seconds off the clock. They'll foul as quickly as they can here.
Got a 3-point game here, so chance for Concordia to make it a 2-possession game.
Concordia has had their share of struggles from the free throw line.
Yeah, 16 of 21 tonight for 76%. And
Well, I should say I thought it was worse, but that's not too bad. That's number 12 stepping up there, Latrell Wilson. He's going to knock down the first one. And there it is, a 5-point game. They got the points back that Geary just scored. Quickly they go to Voss. He's going to pull up for 3. Off the back iron and into the arms of Wilson. Or Martin, check that. So Concordia getting the job done here. They've got a chance here now to put this game beyond 2 possessions. Just a note, we'll be having a brief post-game show. Quickly run through the numbers and bid adieu until our next games, which will be next week right here on Clan TV with the women's team returning back home from a successful 2-game road stint. Well, check that, the Clan women on the road again next week. Here comes Simon Fraser, 8 seconds left. Geary for 3, and he's going to swish it, and he'll make it a 4-point game with 6.4. They got a foul quickly, and they're going to call that a Clan basketball. Geary went colliding into Noemi on the far baseline. And the Concordia coaches are aghast. They can't believe it's...
That's a tough call for Concordia. The Concordia player coming down with the rebound, and Geary trying to go for the steal and might have had some contact there, but maybe forced the Concordia player to step out of bounds and give SFU an inbound on the near side of the floor here.
Shot clock's off, 5.7 left. Hide Voss set to inbound the basketball.
This is where that timeout that they gave up earlier could have been right now.
You're not kidding. Here's Voss. The inbounds pass is going to be a quick dunk. They need to foul quickly, and they're going to do it. 3.1 left. I believe there's the correct score now, 74-72.
They have no timeouts left.
No timeouts left. If 2 made free throws would pretty much end this game. But if they miss both or one, the Clan are going to have a Hail Mary opportunity. And we've been talking about Hail Marys tonight, Z.
Yeah, we saw one in a football game. We'll see if we can get
in
one
the
here.
air. I don't care what sport it is, baby. Hail Marys. We'll see what happens here as Concordia. They are going to make the first. Number 30, Riley Hawken.
Well, this is a big free throw here, obviously, to make it a 4-point game or maybe a potential miss.
And they will make them both, and that, I think, is going to do it here. The Clan are going to have to hoist. They are unable to get it. They're going to lose this basketball game 76-72. A tough one for the Simon Fraser University Clan. Concordia head coach and Virgil Hill. Concordia head coach Brad Berberic having some words there with Virgil Hill. It was a tough one. And tough to be a Clan men's basketball player right now. They have to hold their heads up and keep working because the GNAC record now falling to 0-8. They battled tonight. They had their opportunities, and if you're going to look at a team wanting to get some breaks down the stretch drive, they just could not manufacture enough of a string of breaks to make this thing happen. We're just waiting for the final scores, and Zahid and I will quickly wrap up the final box before we bid you adieu here from Clan TV. And I'll start out here by, of course, going with the final score, 76-72 Concordia. They will improve to 3-5 in the GNAC. The Clan falling to 0-8, 1-13 overall. Simon Fraser shot 48.6% in the second half of play, 17 of 35 from the field. So they did a solid job of improving their play in the second half. Just could not get it done after holding a 1-point lead, 29-28 at the half. See some of the numbers that are meaningful to you tonight.
Well, I think that one thing that stands out to me is the struggles they had from the three-point line. 5 of 23. You shoot, was it 21.7% from three, and on the other side, Concordia hits 4, but out of 9 attempts. So, the efficiency from three-point might have been a factor here. If you hit a couple more of those, you obviously have maybe a different outcome in such a close game. Like, those shots are so crucial. Every possession mattered tonight, and unfortunately, SFU wasn't very efficient from three-point line, and that might have been a key thing. I mean, you look at the rebounding, something that they had issues with last game. Obviously, they did a good job on the boards. They shared the ball. Assists. They weren't unfortunately able to limit their turnovers, but I think three-point shooting here was a factor in this game.
Yeah, and I don't think it was the Clan not getting the ball in rhythm as they moved around to get those threes. They just were in a funk three-point wise.
They were, and they had some good looks. Like, a lot of those were open threes that you'd hope that guys who are shooters at this level would hit those open look shots, and unfortunately they weren't getting. Another disparity here might have been at the free throw line. Concordia outscoring SFU by 13 at the free throw line, and once again, in a close game, these are all the little things that matter. And
the number of trips too as well, 15 to 27 in terms of free throw attempt trips there was big. We should also let you know O'Shea Geary led the way, the freshman, with 22 points tonight. Hey, he's coming along. He's being entrusted with so many big situations, Z. And he's, I think his background is more of a, I don't want to use the word reckless, but he is a guy that is used to having the ball in his hand and making things happen.
He is, and like we said, where he played prior to coming to SFU, he might have had a different, more of a leadership role. And here, obviously, as the floor general taking over after Max, Barkley has been academically ineligible the past couple of games. But he's got to make smarter decisions. Yes, he is a freshman. He is going to make those freshman mistakes, but he has progressed as the season has gone on, and I think that bodes well for the future. Obviously, he's going to have 3 more years here at SFU, hopefully, and I think that bodes well, and he's going to grow into that role, and this experience as a freshman is going to show later on in his career here.
Yeah, you know what? We'll run through some of the numbers very quickly before we wrap it up. It'll be 15 points for Michael Harper, a great game for Harp, 7 of 12 from the field and 6 rebounds, 13 points for Jabron Sawani, and as well 9 points for JJ Pankratz. Pankratz 1 point shy of the double-double. He had 10 rebounds. Other side of the ledger, Latrell Wilson led the way for Concordia with 21 points, 16 for Tyler Gutierrez inside, and 14 for Drew Martin. So the Concordia Cavaliers, they come to Burnaby Mountain, they get the victory, they keep the Simon Fraser Clan winless. And boy, that Simon Fraser Clan, a lot of soul searching to do. They want to win that first one. We'll see when it comes. When it does come, you'll see it right here on Clan TV. For Sports Information Director Steve Frost, for Producer Engineer Gabriel Lynn, and for Analyst Zahid Valley Hashim, I'm Howard Samura, bidding you farewell till our next game here on Clan TV.